Hello beautiful, welcome back to Nat's Beautiful Life. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the Finally Fall book tag. I am also going to be doing a fall book recommendations video, but I thought as my list was getting longer and longer, then this would be a nice way to split up that list. If you are new to this channel, hello, my name is Natasha, and I like to read a lot of books, and I love to share them with you and recommendations, and I also like to get your recommendations. Feel free to click that like button and that subscribe button so you never miss a video and you can see the rest of the books that I can recommend to you for fall. Without any further ado, let's get into the video. I've got my handy dandy list here. Number 1, the fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. So I have two, and these are probably the only two that I have mentioned recently with fervor. That first one is going to be Small Favors by Aaron A. Craig, and this takes place in a valley in I think the 1800s, and is surrounded by woods, and there may be some scary things happening in the woods. This is a YA book, but I feel like even if you are not into YA, you would really enjoy this. It is very atmospheric, very creepy, at times bloody. Some things are happening, but I really enjoyed this one so much that I almost want to reread it again already. Okay, so the next book I have for that question is Damnation Spring by Ash Davidson. This takes place in the 70s, and this is following basically this family, the husband and the wife and the child, but there's a whole community involved, and they are working in the timber industry, and there's also some questions about some birth defects happening in the area, and it is believed that some of the pesticides and stuff that are being sprayed, but then again, you know, the company people are like, it's safe and all of that, but there's just so much to this book, and yeah, you will leave this book wrecked. I'm just gonna let you know that, but so good, very enjoyable read. I don't know if I should say enjoyable, but it's a very good read. Number 2, Nature is Beautiful but Also Dying. Name a book that is beautifully written but also deals with a heavy topic like loss or grief. With this, I have to go with A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. This is a book that I read in one sitting years ago, and I am someone who does not cry at books, TV, or movies, and I bawled like a baby. This book is just heart-wrenching and gives you all the feels, so we've got a little boy whose mother is in the hospital, and you pretty much figure that she's dying, and this monster kind of comes to him at night and says that he called him, and the monster's purpose is to help him get through his grief, but it's so well done. And then also, if you read the story behind the story, so I think it's in the beginning of the book, and it talks about how yeah, the author's note. So this was actually someone else's idea and book that they had come up with, but she was dying, and so she gathered Patrick Ness to her side, told her all about it, or told him all about it, and wanted him to write the book. And so he said he knew he could never write a book like her, but he thought he'd write a book that she would love, and that's what this book is, and it is incredible. I highly recommend that if you feel like crying or feeling anything. Alright, next is fall is back to school season. Share a non-fiction book that taught you something. You're gonna see how annotated this is. I ran out of tabs and had to go buy more. This is The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks by Rebecca Skloot. Henrietta Lacks. I cannot speak today, I'm so sorry. But Henrietta Lacks, she is the source of the HeLa cells that we still use in science, and trying to combat cancer and all kinds of things. And there are other cells nowadays, but she was one of the first people who actually was able to give us these types of cells. And then it goes on into more infuriating things about how she was not ever compensated for this, and she was never asked if she would like to donate them to anything, and all kinds of things. And our author spends a lot of time with her family and things like that. You will learn things. You will learn lots of things. You will be infuriated, but also you will, yeah, this is a very, very good book. I also recommend anything by Kate Moore. She read, or what is wrong with me today? She wrote The Radium Girls, which is absolutely excellent. And then also recently released The Woman They Could Not Silence, which I recently read and loved. So any of those books, and you will learn a ton, and you will be fired up about some things. All right, number 4. In order to keep warm, it's good to spend some time with people we love. Name a fictional family, household, friend group that you'd like to be a part of. Got a couple of these. First of all, the coolest crew in the world, the Crows. I'd love to be a part of that, but I could really see myself getting into some trouble, so maybe not the best idea. I also really love Sarah Crew. She would be like a really good friend, and Anne Shirley and Diana. Love to hang out with them on Prince Edward Island. Would be so awesome. Just gives me the feels. Also, I'd say To All the Boys I Loved Before. Is that what is it? Is that what the name of the book is? I thought her family was really cool. So I think any of those would be a cool like way to step into a book. But you know, I'm gonna have to go with Anne, because come on, that setting yo of Prince Edward Island and Green Gables and all of that. Yeah, I'd like to hang out there for a couple of days. That'd be awesome. All right, the colorful leaves are piling up on the ground. Show us a pile of fall colored spines. I'll put a photo right here. Take a photo, put it here. 6. Fall is the perfect time for some storytelling by the fireside. Share a book wherein somebody is telling a story. One of my favorite books of all time, The 13th Tale by Diane Satterfield. This one is, there's an author who pays another little author to come and learn her life story while she tells it, and to write it in a book and all of that jazz. And I want you to go in this completely blind. It is incredibly atmospheric, and there's just so... I just can't recommend this book enough. I want everyone to read it. It is so good. But yeah, that's telling a story. And then we have another one, which I have mentioned recently, If We Were Villains by Emil Rio. We have 7 friends who are in a conservatory college. One of them dies, one goes to jail for it, and he gets out, and the officer who arrested him is like, I know you didn't do this, and I want to know the real story. So he's telling the story of what really happened on that fateful day to the officer. All right, so next one is The Nights Are Getting Darker. Share a dark, creepy read. Got 2 here for you, one scary, one not so scary, and that is Night Film, Marisha Pessel. This one is told in multimedia format. This is excellent. It is creepy, it is weird, it is so good. And if you have not read this yet, I know a lot of people still have this on the shelves and are like, I really want to read it, but I just haven't picked it up. Just pick it up. It's the perfect time of year to read it. And then the other one, if you want someone that doesn't have any like supernatural type stuff to it at all, or even hintings, it's just creepy. We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. This is one where a family is murdered at their dinner table and someone is on trial for it. They get acquitted, and then the rest of the family lives in the home, and it's very, very creepy and atmospheric and a good time, actually. So check that one out if you want some creepiness but not too scary. All right, number 8. The days are getting colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up somebody's cold and rainy day. Got 2. One is Lightfall by Tim Probert. This is volume 1, The Girl in the Galdurian, and this is so heartwarming and cute. So this little girl meets this thing here called Wherein, I think. And he's supposedly the last of his kind, but he thinks there's more. And he wants to go see her grandfather to find out more. And she's like, but my grandfather is not the way he used to be. He's a little forgetful. He's, you know, not himself. But he goes home with her, and Grandpa is gone and has left a very cryptic note. So they're on their journey to find Grandpa, and all kinds of adventures ensue, and it is very heartwarming and cute, and I love it. And then this one I've mentioned many times before, Everyone's an Alien When You're an Alien Too, by John B. Soon, or Son, I'm not sure. Very short read. You can read it in like 20 minutes probably, because it is like a graphic novel like this. It's not like, yeah, like this one has the panels, like the comic panels, whereas this one is just like straight up coloring book looking. But so heartwarming, so precious, so cute. Highly, highly recommend. All right. Luckily, fall is our favorite season, returns every year. Name an old favorite that you'd like to return to soon. I'm wanting to, oh, this is heavy. I want to read Pride and Prejudice again. No, Pride and Prejudice is not this long. This is 7 books by Jane Austen in 1 volume. And Pride and Prejudice is in here. And I would really like to read it again. And it's just like the perfect time of year for it. I love me some Lizzie Bennet. She's awesome. Alright, and fall is the perfect time for cozy reading night. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. Over here, excuse me. My blanket. I love any type of blanket like this. I have a chair over here that I sit in because this is my library. There are lots of bookshelves. I know you guys only really see this one, but there are bookshelves all around. So in here is my library, and I have several chairs in here, but then I have like my really comfy one, but the blanket is very important. In my living room, I have like the chair that I sit in there. It's got a blanket laying over it. I just really love to have a nice cozy blanket with me. And also a beverage. It's usually iced tea or hot tea or coffee, but probably iced tea, or it's probably iced tea. But I also do hot tea, chai, like a spicy chai tea is my favorite. And then I usually also have a Chihuahua in my lap, no matter what I do, and a Dalmatian by my side. So those are my reading accessories. All right, so that is the finally fall tag. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I will be back soon with a video that hopefully is not as disjointed and crazy, and I'll be able to speak actual words plainly to you next time. Thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you soon. Have a great day, gorgeous.